Hey guys, we got Undying now. Personally, one of my favorite support heroes, post 4 in that sense. So I kind of like doing things with Undying, like the same team that I would go with, for example, with Abaddon, that it previously kind of just follow the whole. If you have like a nice heal, try to follow the heal team in that sense. So I think like this type of slightly mixed build can really benefit both your team and kind of save yourself as well. So you're not that easy target to kill. So this kind of what I went with. There's a whole bunch of options. I mean that's usually the case for support heroes once you pass like certain must-have items. Also, as usual, it'll depend a lot of the on the enemy picks and maybe somebody also in your team is kind of slacking on items, so you gotta you gotta do it yourself in a way. So let's start with boots, right? As with every hero, boots. uh, I would say if you wanna, guess it can depend on the lane, right? If the lane is kind of busy a lot, you gotta be maxing the soul reap, by the way. When you're on the lane, you're gonna be maxing this, and then you can choose decay or tombstone. Some people like to max tombstone along with this. uh, but again, if you have some extra mana, if you brought some mangoes, if you brought clarities, if you have a soul ring, you want to make that, it's not going to be a huge problem spamming decay as well. So you can just put 1 point into this while maxing this, and also put like a point or two in decay. It kinda deals with your mana pool that will just be like there standing once you cast this and this. You'll still have some mana to use, so why not, right? And that goes especially if you decide on arcane boots and then do the whole right, because there's mechanism, there's always what's it called? Always Guardian Graves options, right? So yeah. Uh, anyway, let's just rebuy it again. So started with boots. Just ignore the Guardian Greaves for now. There's boots, whatever you chose to do with them. Another great item is Spirit Vessel, right? Start with Urn, of course. Urn is another heal. Soul Rip is a second heal. Goes with the whole team. Health is always nice for you, especially because you're melee. It can be a bit problematic. People are gonna definitely try and kill you fast. If they see Undying, they're gonna try and deal with you fast, because then you can just run around. This is 6 second cooldown. It can be really annoying just constantly healing or spamming this, or just casting tombstone. You always want to kill this guy even before the fight starts, so he just can't be able to do these. So rushing this is also fine, getting extra health. It's not needed, or you can just stay on Urn if you wanna. You don't even need to make this, you can just skip it. It's not that big of a deal, but it's a nice synergy, right? And gives you mana as well, mana regeneration. So another one that's always good with any type of healing ability, right, is support is Holy Locket. Doesn't cost any mana, instant cast, quickly heals anybody that's in trouble. You can follow up with Soul Reap, heal them back to full health. Or even like Soul Rip can heal them to full health, and then you can use Holy Locket on another target, so you can save two people with these items. Even better if you have Spirit Vessel, like a third target, or for yourself. Then as usual, mechanism, right? The whole team heals here, and then a nice AoE heal. So maybe you're kind of far, you can, maybe these are on cooldown, you have like another AoE heal that can heal anybody that's close to you. Mechanism is always great for any type of support that like has like an inbuilt heal already. It's always great value. You're not gonna go wrong with this, and like I said, that goes into Guardian Greaves, right? Let's say you went with Arcane Boots, you wanna spam, slack some extra mana, you got Mechanism, those combine into Guardian Greaves, and then you have a nice slot to just put really pretty much anything. That can be Lotus Orb or Aeon Disc. Some people even like Blade Mail. Blade Mail can be kind of tricky because you're playing support, you're not playing offlaner Undying. Offlaner Undying I think is bad anyways. you're gonna die way too quick, and you're just better off playing a post 4 every time, in my opinion. If you play Undying, I think it's just much better to go for support. So yeah, before going Guardian Greaves, right? Because Guardian Greaves costs a lot. Actually, can I just let's just get rid of this and just go back to boots? Yeah, not that better. So let's say we got boots and you got maybe Holy Locket and Spirit Vessel, right? That's a great start already. You can go Mechanism, of course, for the reasons I explained. You can go Hood. It might look like a selfish item because it doesn't do anything for your team, but then again, your post 4, you already have a lot of stuff that you're doing for your team, so it's fine to get this, especially because this could be made into pipe, right? So if you want to go Hood and then later on pipe has a pricey recipe though. It's also like a really nice help for your team because now you have single target heals, some other utility, right? This gives slow and damage. This kind of heals you, does AoE damage as well. You got some AoE heals, single target heals, and then like a AoE spell protection. Like why not? Why not just be it all, right? If you have the money, if you're able to do it, why not, right? But yeah, definitely you don't have to rush pipe. You can just stay on your Hood and maybe take care of these first. Kaya and Senge, I don't see that often made at all. I don't also make it that much, but it's also an idea of an item. Low cooldowns on these. This is 4 seconds, this is 6. You can get some Kaya value. It's also like I mean it's don't have a Soul Ring. Even mana from Kaya, just like the mana effect, and you having more mana generation is gonna help you a lot. So Sage is kinda, yeah, it's not that great, but it's kinda like maybe best to compare it with Necro. Maybe there's a Necro that plays post 4. I don't know why they like to play him as much as an offlaner, but let's say like a Necro. It's like a value because you can spam the heals, right? It's his first spell. So Sage not so much. Kaya can be beneficial. This is completely optional, of course. Gives you a bit more chance to survive the fight because you're a melee hero, so unless you want to just stay further back and just spam your heal, you're also kind of chasing and spamming decay, so in order to be alive, Sage can kind of help you with that. But yeah, completely optional. And Aeon Disc, pretty good. Aeon Disc mostly because you're around doing other stuff with your ult, with Tombstone, with Soul Rip. Even this, you're not really hitting anybody physically, right? And you're much more valuable if you're alive, being able to further heal and refresh the cooldowns over time. So Aeon Disc can be a really great item. Also gives you mana, gives you health, much more survivability, right? Another one that's always interesting for this guy is Lotus Orb. Once the fight begins, you can always open with Tombstone. If anybody's wounded, you heal them, you spam this, and then you're kinda out of stuff in a way until these refresh. So you can just cast Lotus Orb on yourself and kinda try to bait some of the spells on you, I guess. It's in a way try to bait some spells getting hit, but like not too much so you die. And that would be the best way to explain this. That like you can do some heals and stuff, and then pull some damage on you even, because you're not some weak support, and then also get some value out of this, or you can cast it on anybody. But yeah, you can just do that as well. It's gonna be pretty annoying. They have to always kill the Tombstone. In every fight, ignoring Tombstone is like a horrible mistake. They always gotta kill the Tombstone. If not, you're just running around with Tombstone and Flash Golem, this on yourself. Maybe you got Blade Mail. Yeah, it can be pretty annoying, as you can see, like trying to kill you. But yeah, also an optional item. I would say, like for Undying, I would say just boots, locket, mechanism, and this. You're already doing pretty amazing. It's a lot of money. It's not cheap to make. Your support, you're not supposed to farm, right? You gotta leave that to your cores. Even running around with this is more than enough. All of this is just a really nice bonus. It's definitely not even close to must have. This is only if the game goes like long. You'll be going and trying to make these. One item also, let's just move this. There's always Glimmer Cape. If there's some high damage spells, you can cast this. Maybe they survive, 50% reduction. You can also save people. It goes with the whole team of saving, right? AoE heal, single target heal, another heal. From direct spell damage or just hide them. So Glimmer Cape always a great option. Another great option is Yule Scepter. As usual, if there's maybe Troll under ult, maybe there's Legion ulting somebody, maybe there's Pudge ulting, immediately cancel them. It's almost never needed, but depending like on your plus 5, maybe your plus 5 is something that just can't really stop them, whatever they pick. So you might need just to pick up the slack in that sense. It's also a maybe. And of course there's Gold Scepter. Pretty much any nasty right click hero that kind of jumps on you, let's say has a blink, maybe there's Ursa, has a blink, prepares the, what's called overpower, I believe that's called, jumps on you, you can just quickly escape into this. So even if it hits you, you can escape into this. Soul Rip is gonna heal you a bunch, and then you're kind of ready to, right, like you escaped, heal yourself a bit, and you can now do the any teamwork required. And this also can be made into Ethereal, of course. And there's also Kaya in this, I forgot, yeah. So Kaya is both in this one and in this one. So yeah, it's a pretty good way to like decide. Maybe you just want some Sage next to it, or maybe you just want to go Ethereal because you needed the Ghost Scepter. But yeah, those are all kind of extra options and like going further on. But yeah, it's a pretty fun hero to play. You got all the utility you need. Just kind of try not to die immediately. Try to like when you ult, just try to be in the range of enemy heroes that this goes in effect, but not too close, so you can stay kind of behind and spam these kind of from afar. So, and yeah, and keep chasing. So that's kind of how you play them in a fight. You're kind of fighting, but not really fighting. Kind of more in the back, but also not too far, so this gets its value. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, there's a lot of options. I can't really say what's the best after these. These work against any pick. You can't go wrong with heals, right? The whole team. But yeah, the pipe, the ethereal. Ethereal is also great for just canceling anybody that right clicks on anybody, maybe purging your ally as well. Maybe somebody's under attack, bashed. Maybe there's a Juggernaut. This just immediately destroys Juggernaut, right? Cast on yourself or anybody getting. Keep forgetting the name. I always want to say Omnislash is the Scepter. I can't remember. Bladestorm. Is it Bladestorm? I can't remember. Never mind. Juggernaut's ult. So immediately cast this. He's gonna keep slicing, but he's not gonna do any damage. So yeah, there's also Ethereal for that. Ethereal is also a lot of money. Your support, always keep that in mind. If you wanna make a big investment, you might just end up with that item alone. So it's much better to make a smaller ones, but more effective ones, right? You kind of branch out. So you have a thing for like every situation. And these do exactly that. Yeah, so that's it for the items. Yeah, a lot of items, a lot to think about. Can't go wrong with any of these really. Let's see the talent trees. Talent trees always like to take Tombstone cooldown, right? There's a fight, there's another fight, there's another fight. It's nice to have Tombstone always up. Decay damage doesn't do anything for you really. It's more about strength heal, kind of like going and spamming that, making yourself stronger, stealing their strength. It's not really about the pure damage. If this was maybe strength stolen, so it also gives you more value in terms of health. You're getting stronger every time you spam, and they'll lose more strength, maybe. But it's just like a small damage buff. I take just the Tombstone cooldown for sure every time. Second one, of course, the Soul Rip. You wanna buff the main heal, of course. Third one, I always take Tombstone on Death. And that's that kind of synergizes with your own Tombstone and with the level 25 talent, because level 25 talent always goes into right side. Now, you can make like make a case why this is better. 6 Tombstone attacks is a lot. That becomes 12, right? Because you die and make another one. So taking 6 for this and 6 for your, and then taking 12 and 12, that's kind of 24 hits instead of 12, right? So it's a lot more heals to get rid of these. But you can think about that one, or Reincarnation is pretty much, I think, like instantly more value. The cooldown is kind of big, yeah, but it's more to like make you to win the battle and just end it there, like make the push, right? If the game even goes that long. So let's say you cast, fight is about to start, you cast 1 Tombstone, that is still up, you die for whatever reason, there's another Tombstone that they gotta kill, and then you're like reborn, right? And then after you die, this of course activates, and that's like a 3 Tombstones. So at that point they gotta deal with 3 Tombstones plus killing your whole health again, plus all of these if they go off the cooldown in the meantime. So it's definitely an interesting one. This can also be used as a bait to just put yourself on the front, kind of like Rat King, right? You can just kind of blink in at the first time and not worry too much if you're gonna die, because you're gonna spend the resources, their skills, their cooldowns, you're gonna die, but you're gonna get reborn, and then your team can just come from the behind and engage in the fight. And then the enemy is usually gonna be on their cooldowns. So you're getting another life, them being on the cooldown, your team jumping in. That's why I usually like this one much better, even though the cooldown is horrible. But it is a second life, right? And of course, it's nothing like Rat King's. Rat King is like 5 times shorter cooldown. But yeah, that's the benefit of those. And I think that's it for the Undying. Also, always take a look at your lanes. Keep enough teleports. You just teleporting anywhere on the map, on the bottom lane or mid. Actually, yeah, your post is gonna be top. Going either mid or on the bottom lane, you can just teleport, immediately create a Tombstone, heal anybody, start spamming decay, go into ult. Even on level like level 3, you're like ready to teleport anywhere and just create a lot of chaos, right? On level 6, it's even stronger because then you can go into Flash Golem. But yeah, being able to just create a Tombstone, do like nice heals, and maybe even spam decays, even at early levels, it can be really strong. So it's one of those kind of like a Shadow Shaman, just keep an eye on the map, because you can do a lot, even at really low levels. You can really get a double on any lane if they're like chasing them, right? Like behind the trees and all. So yeah, that's it for the Undying, and I'll see you guys in the next one.